And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, we are live from the Cincy Light studios. And if you want to get a Cincy Light, go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's. 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. You can stream all the games, and I'm sure if you ask them real nice, maybe they won't put Cincinnati sports on the video wall. Go see them tomorrow night as the Bearcats take on UCF. 7 o'clock. I can't imagine. That has to be on ESPN Plus, right?
CBS Sports.
Oh, wow. Well, they haven't exactly had a great showing on CBS Sportsnet this year. But go check it out. All right, Aaron, we're looking at the Knights of Central Florida, the Knights of Gold from Central Florida University.
What an excellent troll by Cincinnati on writing Central Florida on the football schedule today, by the way. And as if by clockwork, these Central Florida fans get upset by being called by their actual name instead of 3 letters.
God forbid we call you by your actual name.
It's because there's.
Did they flood dimensions?
There's a percentage of them. There's a percentage of them that can't actually spell Central Florida.
Yeah. But they can spell checkout at 11 a.m.
It's an autofill. Don't kid yourself.
Just check a box. So Johnny Dawkins came into this year pretty much on the hot seat. He decided that he was going to go the Ricky Vaughn route of roster building. They got guys from the California Penal League. They basically went out and found every high major player that nobody else would touch. And it is they were built on defense through, all of Johnny Dawkins' tenure up to date. Right now, they are last in the Big 12 in defense, in Big 12 play. And they are, where's it at? They're 7th in offense. They play super fast. They're not super efficient. They chuck a ton of threes. They've got 3 guys that can really shoot it. They are last in 2-point percentage offense. They are last in point distribution of 2-pointers. They do not look to score in the paint. They just get it down the floor as fast as they can get it down the floor and get off the first good 3 they can find. It has led to some offensive explosions for them because they have 3 dudes that are shooting it at a really high clip. Yeah. That has not resulted in a great deal of wins, but they're 13-8. They've lost 6 conference games. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 4-6 in Big 12 play. So they do have, they beat Texas Tech, which right now looks incredible. They beat Texas Tech at Texas Tech. They beat Colorado. They beat Arizona State, and they have beaten TCU. So
went to the wire with Houston. They went to battle with Kansas. So they've done well against some of the good teams, some of the better teams. They've won some of those games. They've got 3 dudes on the team averaging more than Cincinnati's highest points per game player in Simas Lukosius, who has 12 right now. 12. But Darius Johnson at 14.8. Their point guard, Jordan Ivy Curry at 14.5. Their shooting guard and their power forward, Keyshawn Hall, who had that 40 burger that we talked about, 18.1. Really good offensively.
I guess he's listed as a power forward. He's 6'7", 235. He does have he's a good frame kid, but he is not there is very little power to his game. He is chucking it from three a lot and at a pretty high clip. He's their one guy though that does, and he's 46% from two. He's 86 of 187 from 2-point range, 32 of 83 from 3-point range. So he's shooting 38% from three, only 46% from two. He does get to the line a lot and shoots 82% from the free throw line. He has had some offensive explosions so far this year for UCF. He has had, let's see.
Looks like 20 plus in points. 20 plus in 3 straight games, including a 34-point night against Kansas.
Yeah, I see it now. The last 2 games have been, or 3 games have been big. 26 against TCU, 34 against Kansas, 20 against BYU. He's made multiple threes in every one of those games. The last time he wasn't in double digits was that Houston game with 6. That's the only game in Big 12 play he has not been in double digits.
He also leads the team in rebounds at almost 7 rebounds per game. Now, that said, there's nobody else on at least of the starters averaging more than 5.3 is their center. Everybody else is under 5. So we talked about getting back on track last game in rebounding. This is another team that you can stay back on track with beating this team in rebounding. If you can get some of those second chance points that this team has sorely needed, especially to get, the 5 of 19 layup percentage up from the last game.
Yeah, they are 16th. They are dead last in defensive rebounding. So they allow opponents to rebound 36.6% of their misses. And a lot of that, Aaron, is because what we talked about, they're just trying to get out and run. They are not sending numbers to the glass. They are sending numbers the other way. They're going to try to just get as many defensive rebounds as they can. And as soon as they get it, they are looking to score. They are number 1 in tempo in the Big 12, 15.8 seconds per possession. So it is, it's going to look like
tennis.
Pickup basketball. It's going to look like pickup basketball. It's going to look like summer basketball tomorrow because they are not sitting down and guarding anybody in any way, shape, or form.
And truthfully, Cincinnati's offense hasn't looked very organized of late either. Yeah. So
maybe just getting up and down the floor where you don't have to get into a set. Just try to get to the rim. They're pretty good defending the 3. Or they're pretty good. Sorry, they're pretty good defending the 2. Actually, they're not really good defending either. The more I look at it, they're 15th in 3-point percentage, 36.7. They're 14th in the conference in 2-point percentage, 52.5. So they don't really defend either of those things well. They just don't defend. They are not interested in it, and Johnny Dawkins is perfectly okay with it, given the way that they're playing offense.
I'd almost be okay with a team for Cincinnati right now not trying to play defense and just running the floor than to actually be trying to play defense and not doing it well.
Yeah. They have 3 volume shooters from 3. And that's their 3 leading scorers, Hall, Johnson, and Ivy Curry. Hall shooting 38.6% from 3. Darius Johnson, who is their second highest volume guy at 42.5%. He's taken 127 threes in 21 games. That's a lot. It's like 6 a game. And then Jordan Ivy Curry is shooting 36% from 3, and he's taking even more. He's taking 7 3-pointers a game. So they are going to let it fly. They are going to let it fly. That's like between those 2 guys, Aaron, it's like 18 threes a game between the 2 of them. or the three of them.
Keyshawn Hall did have that 40-point game against Arizona State. Little worried that he goes off for 25 plus against Cincinnati. I don't feel good
How
about
can
this.
you not be?
I don't feel good about
report
this
against
game.
West Virginia was stop Javon Small, and he had 11 points in the first 10 minutes.
Now, the difference is I'm assuming it's going to be Dylan Mitchell on Keyshawn Hall, and I have not been disappointed. I can't remember a time this season that I've been disappointed in an effort level that Dylan Mitchell has given you.
Yeah, that's fair. But Keyshawn Hall is also 25 pounds heavier than Dylan Mitchell. So I'm guessing they're going to try to get the ball at the rim. They're going to try to throw it to him and get fouled. He gets fouled a ton. He doesn't take a lot of twos, but he gets fouled a ton.
I was going to say he doesn't take a lot of twos. And so I don't know, man. I don't feel good about this game. I can't believe UCF's only favored by 3.5. I can't believe that the spread on this one, the over-under on this one is, I think, 143.5, 145.5, something like that.
That's just because UCF doesn't want to play defense. It's not that they're bad on defense, Aaron. They just aren't interested in it. Like, they don't care defensively.
144.5. It opened at 145.5, and since George and I did a show earlier, I believe it's moved to 144.5.
Yeah.
That's where it currently sits. I don't know. Cincinnati at 18-3 right now. If you take the under, maybe a way to go if you like making money. If I'm a UCF fan, I'm putting the entire mortgage payment on the over or on the 3.5 point spread because I don't feel good about this one for Cincinnati.
I don't know how you could feel good about it, Aaron. We've talked about it. Like, I'm done waiting for this team to show up. Maybe that's what they need. They needed me to be done thinking that the light switch is going to go on at some point in time, because how long can you really sit in the dark? But I'm done waiting for the light switch to go on. I have no faith in that it's going to happen.
It's what I said to George tonight, though, is it's not a funk. This is who we are. This is the identity of this team at this point, and it's not.
This
good.
is 1/3 of the season.
Correct.
1/3 of the season, they have not been able to do anything offensively. So I can't see a way. UCF is to score 75, 80 points, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know that this team is capable of scoring 70.
Right. Against a team that doesn't want to play defense. I mean, I think you're right. I think you're right. So it is what it is. It's it's frustrating because these aren't fun. Like, I want to have fun doing these. I really want to dig into the other team and talk about what Cincinnati needs to do to win. But until they stop playing like complete ass, like, there's no point in us spending a bunch of time breaking down individual matchups and, if this guy gets this, then we can barely count on, are they going to have more than one double-digit scorer in a game? Sunday, they had one guy with 10 and one guy with 9. And that was the height of the matter, Aaron. So I hope they go down there and prove us wrong, because there's nothing I like more than seeing Central Florida lose. That's really what it comes down to. All right.
Do you want to talk the schedule release before we get out of here?
I guess we can. We can real quick, yeah. I wish you'd have brought that up 4 minutes ago.
Well, I pulled it up, so
I know.
I didn't think it's not a deep conversation.
No, I know. I'm being sarcastic about having to talk about the UCF game. That's all.
Well, here it is. You open up versus Nebraska on Thursday, August 28th. Follow that up with hosting Bowling Green September 6th. And then you host Northwestern State September 13th. Bye week September 20th. You're at Kansas September 27th as they open up their new renovated stadium. Then you're back home against Iowa State in Central Florida for October 4th and 11th. See, Central Florida. You're at Oklahoma State October 18th. You're back home against Baylor October 25th. And then you're at Utah November 1st before a bye week November 8th. You host Arizona and BYU November 15th and November 22nd. And then you're at TCU November 29th. And then I believe it was Dave pointing out on the Bearcat Journal Twitter handle that we don't play anybody coming off of a bye.
Yeah, don't play anybody coming off of a bye, and don't have back-to-back road games at any point in the season. Which, I mean, you're not going to get those lulls of like a month, it feels like, without a game at Nippert Stadium. So, you know, hopefully you can use that to garner some momentum. The other nice thing, Aaron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home games before we get to November. So should be some quality tailgating action at Nippert Stadium. And then no Thanksgiving home game. Thanksgiving, they're on the road at TCU. So everybody will get to have Thanksgiving with their families and not have to worry about getting to Nippert Stadium and tailgating on the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend.
Only 4 true away games, and those are all conference games. Of course, you open up with the Nebraska game at Arrowhead, which is a what's the term for
neutral site.
There, thank you.
There you go.
I'm blanking out. Anyway.
All good. All right. That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you right here for the aftermath. Following the game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Central Florida, Wednesday on CBS Sportsnet. All right. That's the nightcap brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, live from the Cincy Light Studios right here on BearcatJournal.com.